Just had a few thoughts. I recently ran across this YouTube user by the name Angeldeluz1970, translated for anybody who doesn't know Spanish, Angel of Light 1970. He's an apostate Mormon that has gone the way of the mystical, semi-Eastern tradition, enlightened, moving beyond religion, and I've actually known quite a few people that have gone this route before. The interesting thing is he prefaces this series that he does that's entitled A Message to All Religions. It's a 4-part series he does, a little over 9 minutes long on each of his video segments. That he's not supporting any dogma or any religion or anything like that. The irony is that the permeating theme of all 4 of his videos is one of pantheism, essentially. Now that you can pepper that up all you want with different rhetoric and all sorts of dichotomies, but and the interesting thing is after I had asked him why, if it's pantheism, why he says this stuff about not promoting any dogma, and he says, "Oh, you must not have seen all my videos. You must not have watched them all the way through. So go back and watch them, and if you have a problem, then come back and ask." So I watched them again, and I still couldn't find it. So I went back and I flat out asked him. I said, "Could you point me to the part in whichever one of these videos, part or parts, where it's where you make you somehow resolve this whole pantheism issue, or whatever it is, this all-encompassing." I can't remember all the words he used because he cowardly deleted all of the dialogue we had. And I think that was the primary point why I wanted to put something up here, because I find it interesting that oftentimes in things, people that will adhere really strictly to a singular principle or a few pet principles will oftentimes be the ones most ready and most absolutely to defy and betray those principles. To give an example of this, I have a friend that's in business, and he's found that whenever somebody comes up and says, whenever looking at a possible business transaction, whenever somebody would make the statement to him, money isn't an issue, or cost isn't an issue, we just want to, people trying to put on that they want the best, they want, all this, and so they'll say, money's not an issue. Those almost invariably, in fact, to the point where the moment he hears it from somebody's mouth, whenever somebody says money's not an issue, the sirens go off in my friend's head that's in business, because every time anybody has ever said that, they're the most price sensitive, most ready to just go ballistic on price of anyone. And I think the same thing goes this way. I mean, my mission, my LDS mission, was in the Bay Area. There's a lot of your more, quite left-leaning, the whole Monterey Bay area, get a lot of people that some people would refer to as hippies, and just kind of right up the alley of this Rob Cutter. And they'll always have the bumper stickers of how love and tolerance and everything is the way. Yet, and I'm not saying that there weren't tolerant people among them, because there were. But it almost seemed like intolerance and a breed of intolerance of such an extreme degree that I've never seen in my life. I've never felt more hated in my life than walking down Pacific Avenue in Santa Cruz in proselytizing attire. Just regular Mormon missionary walking down the street. had people sneering, growling, muttering things under their breath at times, a few other people yelling out things at us, just for walking down the street as a Mormon missionary. And we weren't even contacting anyone down the street. We were just walking down the street in proselytizing attire. And it's the most hate I've ever felt directed at me in my life. And I hadn't said anything to any of these people. It was just because I was wearing a white shirt and a tie and a name badge. And these are supposed to be the tolerant and the forward and progressive thinking people, and love and peace will save the day, and enlightenment. And I bring this up just because of the response I get from Rob Cutter. It's really an ironic response. He says, "Hello, Austin." I don't know where he got Austin from. It's not a name I have. It's not a name I've ever had. In fact, I maybe know 2 people in my whole life that have had the name Austin. I know it's the name of a city in Texas. Anyway, he says, "I would be sincerely interested in helping you to clarify the message of the video if you were sincere." That's kind of interesting. He is implicitly claiming there that he can tell who is and isn't sincere. I'll continue on. "But I took the liberty of visiting your channel, and you can judge someone by their channel. If I judged you by your channel, if people came to your site and judged you by your channel, would they be justified in the judgments they make? Because if they are, I can make some judgments and put them out there. Am I justified in those judgments? Is that having an open mind? You describe it as a, quote, unaffiliated apologetic site centered around defending the LDS faith. You are not searching for greater awareness, whether you want to pretend you are or not. So, because I have beliefs that I'm willing to defend, I'm somehow incapable. I guess that's his whole mantra, unless they're his beliefs. If they're his beliefs, but he's not defending them, he's just shutting people up and telling them that they're not ready for his because he's not he's not going to help them see it, because they really couldn't see it anyway. And so, I mean, come on, man, that's just screwy. It's screwy. You say, "How can I help you see a greater realization that you are unwilling to see? The truth is, you don't want to see it, so please stop presenting yourself as one who does. Your channel speaks for itself. You are not interested in discovering higher truths. You are just interested in defending what little knowledge you have." And this is coming from somebody who, I haven't tested it yet, so I don't know if he's blocked me, but he deleted all my comments and has, in this letter, already determined what the intents are, whether or not I'm sincere or not. I find that a little ironic. And again, this is going along the lines of what I stated, that oftentimes those that will claim to most ardently adhere to certain principles, such as his of being non-dogmatic and open-minded and all-encompassing and whatever stuff, he's one of the first ones to go in there. And I guess, more power to him. I mean, you stick to it. Yeah, don't defend